just a video of me tuning. I was tuned down a whole step. I was trying something last night. In fact, if you didn't know, yesterday by the Beatles, Paul McCartney's tuned down a whole step. So it sounds like he's playing an F. When I taught it basically in the key of F. But it never sounded right. I could never figure out why it didn't sound right. Like, what the heck is going on? And then I realized he was tuned down a whole step. He was playing in G. So, there we go. I did just now wrote kind of more of an exercise. I'm going to post it. I may do another one on it. I don't know. I haven't even played it. I haven't even printed it yet. So let me print it up. Morning, Hook. Good to see you. Let's see. Where would it be? It would be in downloads. So I'm going to upload this. Let's see. I gotta move it over to the invoices. No. YouTube. There we go. Live stream. All right, let's move it over to here. I'm going to print it up so I have a copy in front of me. It's fairly easy to do. There's only one accidental. Well, no, there's two accidentals. But for the most part, it's pretty easy to do. And the tab looks right. Oh, I didn't write the chords in. Dang it. You know what? I'm going to fix this. So it's going to be one giant episode of CSI. How's everyone doing? Good morning. Hey, talk amongst yourselves. We only have 7 people on, so I'm going to totally disrespect you and do work. I forgot to put chord symbols. So I have to open it up again and do that. Let's see, we have, so it's called Not Economical. I mean, I guess if I'm going to make any changes, hey Pepper, good to see you. Pepper, I'm blowing up on, check me out on TikTok. It's hilarious. I'm like blowing up. I just opened it, started a TikTok on Sunday. I'm going to have to move this to there. Because Alex was doing this series on his TikTok where he'd do like 3 songs with 3 different guitars. Like when I pick up a Rickenbacker, I want to play Tom Petty, or no, he does the Smiths. When I pick up my Les Paul, I want to play Led Zeppelin. Of course, I have a lot of guitars too. But yeah, Bob's following me. Let's see, I found him. Okay, so G, C, G. I forgot to do the chord symbols for the song. Wait, why didn't you move? It'll move. There we go. G, C, it's real simple. G, D, G. But yeah, so I've done. So Alex did the TikTok, and we did one together where we're father and son thing. So if you haven't seen it, it's pretty cute. And we did 2. He did posted 2 of them, and one of them blew up. And so I thought, you know what, I should probably do a TikTok. So I did a TikTok, and the idea is to migrate people to my live stream. I mean, not my live stream, to my YouTube channel. So we may end up with a lot of junior high kids. And TikTok is very, very overpopulated with junior high kids, which is totally fine. But they may get a little weird on the live stream here if they show up. I see nothing but familiar avatars, as it were. Okay, so now I'm gonna replace. Okay, I gotta throw away that one. Then I'm going to send it I'll post it in. I'm going to post it right now. So this is basically it. It's called Not Economical. Okay, but you can see I forgot the chord symbols. So that's trash. All right, quit. Yes, save. All right. Now I'm going to drag it over. So much. It's like I'm solving a crime here. Oops. Airdrop. Okay. And you're going to show up here. Where are you? Okay. I'm going to take for granted that you're there. My studio, my office is very small, actually. I actually chose, I think, the smallest room in the house for my studio. Mainly because it was kind of in the what I thought at the time was the quietest corner of the house. But if they start building a building behind us, then it won't be that way anymore. Oh, and you can see you see the bazookies back there. I did that video, right? That one dropped yesterday. That was not very economical. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to take, first thing I'm going to do is put it in the drop in the Discord here. Tom's Lessons PDFs. Okay, let me make sure it's right though. Let me print this bad boy. Looks good. It's not. It's really more just a right hand exercise than anything. But there are a couple moments where you're going to maybe struggle. And you can do economy picking if you want, but I said try to play with pure alternating picking. I actually wrote on the chart. Drag this here and upload. Sorry, and it is now there at the Discord. If you're new to Discord, I pinned a link at the top there. You can see that link. That allows you to the invite for the channel. And if you're new to it, just try to use your YouTube ID if you can. Handle. See dark. All right. So basically what I did was I just did these triad shapes and seventh chords, and I'm just playing the pattern. But the second time around, I changed the pattern at bar 9, which will be fun. I actually thought that was it actually turned out really cool. And I actually wanted to make it even more complex, but I decided against it. The first bar is, sorry, 3, 4, basically. I'm failing at my own alternating picking rule. And then I went. And you could alternate. So instead of doing this chord, you could just do this chord. So instead of having the F sharp on the D string, you can just play the D string open. And then back to. That's cool. I love that. That really sounds like that. What's bar 5, 6, 7? Really sounds banjo-y to me. It's very much like a banjo lick. You know, it might be higher though in mid. So, you know, it might be up there or something like that. And then instead of doing 3, 3, 2, like the pattern that we've been doing in in the first half of the song, and we've been doing a lot this week. The three, you know, three, and then two notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I changed it to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it has a little bit more of a kind of a skip. It's like you're skipping. It's like hard to do it without it swinging, but so that's it. Shoot here. There we go. It's hard to go back and forth between those two. So it's fairly simple. Man, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet, and I'm like, why am I hungry? Because I haven't eaten yet. Okay, Manisha has a question. Please pronounce my name. Manisha Verma. Is that something? Did I just say something naughty? Okay, John, after watching your Bazooka video, you are now officially a member of the Greek Brethren. Hopa. Yeah, so I got a new instrument last week. I ordered something else too. I got another thing coming. I'm not going to tell you what it is. So yeah, this is, you know, this is like plastic. This is like a sticker. You know, it's not. It's. I would say it's a head of a wall hanger, but it's. I mean, it's lacquered like out the wazoo. Like the fretboard's all lacquered. You know, it's not like a really fine guitar or anything like that. But and like I said in the video, it's tuned. It's tuned like the top 4 strings of a guitar down a whole step. So it's not impossible. And the guy is going to send me a strap after all. I mentioned in the reverb that he didn't. He forgot to send a strap. He was going to send a strap because he was so late in getting it shipped that he felt bad. So I kind of feel bad because I don't even know what it costs to ship a strap from Greece to here. But it's the kind of strap that will actually go in the hole, so it would hang around my neck and go under the instrument and snap on that way. So, which I have one of those actually. So for classical guitar, which I've never used, but I put it in the case just in case I ever had to stand up. Anyway, so it's kind of fun. I know I will use it. And I'm going to do a video today that I will often do. That won't be a public video, but it's just a video I do for my composers, and I send it out to like 20, 30 different people. Men and women who compose music. So did Manisha have a question? Manisha said they had a question, but they never asked it. Hey, morning, Lena. Yeah, so Lena might know what I've got coming. And, I think, did I say something to you about it? Anyway, because you said something. You said what that reminded you of, and I ordered one yesterday. So, totally tuned differently. So it's going to be a totally different instrument, but it's. I'll just tell you, it's not a big deal, but it's a Chinese ruan. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but it's spelled R-U-A-N, and it's basically tuned G-D. So, and it looks like a banjo, and the frets are really high, so you can push down. I don't know if you've ever seen Yngwie Malmsteen's scalloped Stratocaster, but he's had his Stratocaster scalloped, meaning he had the frets carved out. Oh, you guys took a sip, right, when I changed instruments? But they carve out the frets so you can push down to bend. Or if you're bending this way and you push down, you can bend even higher. So he could bend even further. And you could get vibrato by pushing down on the string instead of going like this, yeah, you know, like that. So, so this thing, you can really do that. So I'm assuming that it's going to kind of have that kind of coda sound a little bit, because you can bend the strings easily. So, oh, Michael, triad shapes memorization. Michael, the major triads, can you go over how to use the shapes? Use shape memorization to play each triad. I don't even know what shape memorization is. However, we have not learned the triads up the neck yet. We're just learning them in one position. So technically for this string grouping, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, we only have 3 shapes. There's only 3. There's 3 triad. I mean, there's 3 notes in a triad, so it makes sense that there would only be 3 shapes. It's kind of like with pentatonic scales. There's 5 notes on a pentatonic scale, and there's 5 pentatonic scale shapes. So the as far as memorizing them, that's kind of just up to you. And like I said, you can. It's kind of like a mini. Kind of like a mini caged method. This shape here, you can think of as either a G shape, or you can think of it as part of an A shape, if you're playing it up here, okay? Because those 3 notes would occur in both the G shape and the A shape from caged method. And then the next shape after that is this one, okay? And this one is, this is the root position. It's root, 3rd, and 5th. This is like holy, holy, holy. Okay, and that's that shape. Again, this would be G here, and then C would be here, and D would be here. And it's basically based on this E shape, right? Here's the E form of the cage methods. It's 3 of the 6 notes from the E form, and then the next shape is this one. And we are using this one. We have it here in C with open string, and then we have it here with D. And so this is the G shape. So basically, if you're going to memorize, you know, you could memorize those 3 shapes here in this position. Now, there's going to be different, on the top 3 strings, it's going to be different. The bottom 3 strings are going to be different too. So it's just a matter of memorizing, you know, for that string setting. I was goofing around with, I took my Paul Reed Smith and I put baritone strings on it. Probably going to ruin it. And tuned it to open or drop C. So everything down 2 whole steps. No, open C. Open drop. So it's down, it's like open D, but down a whole step. And so some of the strings are a little tight because it's baritone strings are really supposed to be a 3rd lower. But I did that for slide because this Landreth, what's his name? Not Sonny Landreth, but the other Landreth, young guy who's a slide player, really good slide player. That's his tuning. And so I was kind of doing that. And so I was trying to find, you know, with the slide and then pushing down notes behind it is what he does. And Sonny Landreth does that too. That's kind of where he got it from. And they're not related, which is funny, but he got into Sonny Landreth because they share the same name. But he would fret behind the slide to create different shapes, and he just did. He ripped through some triads, and I went, oh man, okay, so I need to learn those. And so I'm memorizing triads myself, but it's just pure memorization. You just have to do it, and it'll stick eventually. But if you want to think of them as the chord shapes, you could, but it doesn't work like the cage method. The beauty about the cage method is it keeps spelling the word caged up and down the neck. C-A-G, you know, C-A-G-E-D, C, you know, A-G-E-D, and so on and so forth. And so the shapes keep recurring. And the main reason I'm kind of focusing on these middle, this string grouping is because that's where a lot of good melody notes can be found. So, David. Crete, 1982. You know, there are folk songs written about your trip to Crete in 1982. lunch. See, I usually skip breakfast. Sometimes I'll get breakfast. I'm just not usually hungry when I wake up. But today I'm like, I don't think I got enough sleep. You can tell, can't you? See my eyes? They're all like, they're only half mast today. Yeah, but if you look up Rune, that's what's coming. I don't know how long it's going to be. It's not shipped yet. I found it on Etsy. We'll see if it's any good. It's hard to find. You know, my hope is that what they're selling on Etsy isn't wall hangers, but it seems to be. I was watching legitimate. Well, it's probably no different than someone else watching a guitar video and going, "Well, it looks like a guitar," you know. But I was watching some legitimate Ruan players on YouTube. And it looks like exactly like the one I'm ordering, so we'll see. It's kind of weird. It's got these giant like knob thing, you know, things you grab to tune. And I'm assuming because they go in this way, and they're over here on the side like this, and I'm assuming there's actually a gear in there, so that's good. Because at first glance, it looks like another stupid like, dang it, another instrument with a friction tuner, you know? And I just hate friction tuners. This is a Toombi. I play Missy Elliott. so that's yeah. I've added a lot of instruments in the last 2 months. Okay, so what's going on over here? You guys are chit-chatting. No, they don't have it. No, they don't have it, Michael. They don't have a caged hack. I wish it would. It would make them learning easier. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, there's no real trick, but it's only 3, so it's not like you have to learn a lot. And so okay, I'll tell you, there is a hack, but you're not gonna like it. The hack is of the 3 strings, like this triad here. Know which one is the root, and then just know that string. So that's the root. So if that's G, this is a G triad. If this is C, this is C. Here's C. Here's B flat. Here's F. Okay. So that means you have to learn a D string. Okay, this one here, the 3 open strings, the root is on the G string, and this is a G triad. I said G string. Gosh, my TikTok is blowing up. Oh my goodness. I mean, every time I open it, check this out. It's like, it's probably slowing down. Now it won't be anything. I'll be like, dang it. Okay, let's see, where was it? Yeah, I mean, my inbox is just, you can't see that. There, you can see that. It says 17. But I can click on it and it'll just follows, comments, follows. Yeah, I even did I had a Hannah bicycle, an abandoned high school joke on my comments. But yeah, so literally I started this on Sunday. I have 1,800 followers already. So I'm trying to migrate that over to YouTube. I've got my YouTube link there. This video I did on 2 days ago has 83,000 views already. This is crazy. So I gotta find Pepper. Pepper's on here. Pepper, are you Pepper? Jakey, is that right? See, now I can, because I could never see your. That may be you. Yep, that's you, I think. Yep. Oh, you are following me. Okay, cool. I'll follow you back. There you go. See, I'm still learning the medium and the format. But Alex has been helpful. And I think Saturday we're going to do maybe another video or 2. Let's see. Brian, what's going on? So yeah, we've been doing a lot of lessons. I'll go over those in a second. But today we're kind of working on triads, and I uploaded this song, Not Economical, to the Discord. Let me try to play this with the track. Oh, and well, oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say. So if you learn all the notes on the G string, then you know whatever note this is, that's what triad this is. So if this is a C note, this is a C triad. If this is a D note, this is C triad. And then with this shape, the one we use for the D chord down there, the D triad at the bottom, the root is up here on the second string. Is the top note of them. So you got to learn the second string. So I'm asking to learn the three hardest strings. It's easy to learn the bottom string, top string, generally from power chords. No, I got you, Pepper. I just followed you. So, yeah, so so it's easy to learn the bottom two strings because you learn them when you learn power chords and rock songs and things like that, you know. Right? So it's learning these three strings is a little bit tougher. And I do have a video on that, and it's, you know, kind of not a trick, it's just a, I mean, there are shapes that you can notice, I think. But I prefer you to notice them your way. Like, I go, oh, well, you could do this note, and here's the octave. Okay, so if that's a C, then this is a C. If this is an F, then this is an F, blah, blah, blah. You can, you know. And if you start to see patterns like that emerge, great. But basically, what my method for learning my fretboard was, I wrote on little pieces of paper, A sharp, B flat, individual pieces of paper, B, C, C sharp, D. I wrote out every chromatic possible name for notes, except for C flat and B sharp. I didn't write out, or E sharp and F flat I didn't write out. But and I put them in a little box, just a little like jewelry box or whatever, and then I would pull them out randomly. And if it said F, I would try to find an F on every string in order. And patterns would emerge, but at first it would be like, okay, well that's F, I know that, but where's F on this string? A, B, C, D, E, F, okay, and then D, E, F, okay, G, okay, well down a whole step from G, here's G, there's F there, okay, and then A, and the B string was always the hardest, there's F there, you know, it would be that slow, okay, per note. So it might take you, you know, 10, 15 minutes to go through the box. But then by the time I did it every day, it was like here's my routine. This is one of the things I got to do. I got to get through all the strings. Once less than a year in, I could do it almost that fast. Like I said, you know, you find all the Fs without really even thinking, or the B flats, you know, you can do. And those are the harder notes. E flat's hard too, because that's going to be kind of. But that's really that's kind of my trick to learning the fretboard. Let's see, okay, and then my command sips. Yeah, so we have a drinking game. Dennis is posting on. Gary's not always available to be here. He's working. He's kind of the Moses of the group, and he put together the command sips. So if I touch my face, if I refer to myself in the third person. If I say I had a band in high school called, if I mentioned that I played all the guitars on Apex Legends, which actually he just called, I'm not only doing Apex Legends, I got Star Wars coming today too. So I'm going to do some Star Wars, which is really fun. And then let's see, what else? If I drop a pick, that's a sip. If I drop a thumb pick, that's two sips, because thumb picks you should never drop. Gosh, there's so many rules. If I leave the room, if I change guitars, if I forget my tuning. I was tuning when I started this video, because I was tuned down a whole step, because I was singing a song I wanted to play in G shapes, but sing it a whole step lower. That song I played for you last week, or the other day. I found the lyrics. I told you, here it is, right here. And I was talking to Alex about recording it, so we're just trying to come up with like production ideas for it, and I don't know. Like, part of me wants it just to be guitar and voice. I'm trying to think of a way, maybe of, I may get rid of a half of a verse. The first verse is pretty long. It's kind of old school to have a really long verse. Today, and this is in any way, shape, or form a pop song, but today's music, the chorus shows up pretty quick, because that's where the hook is. And that's what I sang for you, right? Remember that? I see myself as blind. I think of myself as thoughtless. I feel like it's a little on the high side. I like that I'm struggling to sing it, and it's early in the morning, so but one of the things I hate doing is singing without a guitar in my hand, and it's virtually impossible unless you're going to do one take or multiple takes, but just pick a take and live with it, mistakes and all. You can't really record guitar and voice at the same time by the same person, because the vocal mic will pick up the guitar and the guitar mic will pick up the vocal. And if you want to go fix a word on the vocal, then you're going to have this weird thing happen where, unless I'm playing guitar to do the fix on the vocal, the guitar and the vocal is going to disappear. So it's kind of weird. And I've done things where we've actually put a board here, which is really weird, to minimize the cross, pollination, so to speak, of the guitar and the vocal mic, because it's two different mics and they both tend to be sensitive mics. So it's difficult, but I really don't like standing up without a guitar in my, and I could probably sing. I could sing and hold the guitar in my hand. That might be therapeutic, if nothing else. But one of the songs we liked, I was listening to, it was a Wilco song, and he was double tracking the vocals. So that's the other thing. So I have to, however I'm going to sing it, I have to be real consistent if I'm going to double my vocal. Because if we want that doubled vocal sound like John Lennon did a lot, then I'm going to have to nail exactly how I want to do the vocal. Where do I want that crack in my voice? So we actually experimented with singing it a lot lower, and I only did the verses. I didn't do the choruses. I only did the choruses. I didn't do the verses. So unfortunately, it might be, the verses might be too low. But I think the verses and the choruses are pretty much in the same range. Okay, all that to say, let's go and let's do this song. Let me play this song. I've got the track here, and the track that I'm jamming along with is this. And the great thing about this track is I do go for like 10 minutes, and it's the chord progression you see right up here. Okay, right here. That little chord progression right there, the G, C, G. Now, what I did there with the bass line, we could talk about that too. That would be kind of fun to do. Maybe come up with some exercises and some studies and practices. But I told you a story a while ago, and some of you probably didn't hear it. But I got asked to play in a country band, and I'd never played in a country band before, and they needed a guitar player. And I said, no, it's fine. They're super. Everybody knows these songs, and it's like, no. It's like if somebody said, I actually auditioned. No, I didn't audition. I got asked to join a Beatles cover band. I'll tell you about that later if you remind me. But the thing was, to them, all these songs were standards. Like, oh yeah, we've done this song 1,000 times. I've never even heard this song, but they needed a guitar player for the gig. And so the bass player said, "I got you. Just listen to me. Just follow me." And it was. I didn't remember any of the songs I played. I didn't learn anything except that how much power a bass player can have and how helpful a bass player can be. He was like, I knew exactly where he was, and I knew it. Okay, so 4 chords. Okay. Okay, he was telegraphing. That's a term we use in music. He was telegraphing exactly what he was going to do, exactly what was coming next. And I learned that my friend Kook was really good at that. Singer, record producer. Kook's the guy that introduced me. K-U-K, Kook Harrell. It's his nickname. His name is Thaddeus, but when he was a little baby, people started calling him Kook for some reason. So Kook is how I met Justin Bieber, because he produces Justin Bieber and Rihanna and Beyonce, and he wrote "Single Ladies" with his cousins. He wrote "Umbrella" with his cousins, and so Kook's a friend of mine. And Kook would telegraph so well. So vocal telegraphing is really good because you can let the band know and the audience know, or the congregation. In my case, it was a church setting. You can let them know that you're going back to the verse or going back to the chorus or whatever. So like on the song I used to do all the time is open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see. I want to see. Open the eyes, open the eyes, open the eyes of my. See what I'm doing? I'm telegraphing that we're going around again, right? If I was going to go to the bridge, I would have gone. It sounds kind of funny because the lyric is to see you high and lifted up. So I would sing to see you high. So I'm opening the eyes. So if I'm going to go to the B section, I'd be like, open the eyes of my heart. I want to see. I want to see you high, see you high, lift it up. And so what I was doing was I was letting everyone know, the congregation and the band, that I was going to go to the bridge. Now it was probably in the chart, but I would do it anyway, just to give them that. Because like with Open the Eyes, I would do that first section like 4 times. So you can kind of lose track. Like, was that the 3rd time or was that the 4th time? And if I go to see you high, they know that it's going to be the B section. And I had to practice those. I didn't just naturally do those. I had to literally almost in my head write them into the beat. Like, this is how the song goes. I would do this one too. I always like this one. This is one I stole from Kook. Because we did this song together, and he did this, and I went, "Oh man, that's cool." And he's a really good singer, so I don't quite pull it off, but it would be like, "Open the eyes of my heart, I want to see. I want to see. Oh, open." Yeah, it was like, "Oh, open." And that's it. Really beautiful melodic idea that Kook did. And it was like, oh, open the eyes. So it told everyone, and the band knew, by the time we did it, like in the 5th service, the band and I had done it 7 times that weekend alone, with 2 rehearsals and 5 services. So it was pretty crazy. Yeah, Open the Eyes of My Heart, exactly. Yep, by Paul Balash, who's also a friend of mine. I'm not... I'm just dropping names, like, not that you've heard of any of these people. I was telling Paul McCartney the other day that, I dropped names way too much. So, so no, I'm not. But Paul's a great guy. Paul's. I wish Paul and I were closer geographically, because I think we'd be really good friends. We'd hang out. I could totally hang out with Paul. I'm not even sure where he's at now. Lately, I think he was in Texas for the longest time. It'd be hilarious if he lived in LA now. I don't think he would do that. Cougas. Yeah, the IKEA names of. So, okay, squirrel. All right, so I'm finally going to get around to playing this. Here, okay. Again, I'm going to copy the. Oh, I know, I already did. Okay. All right, so let me just play this track. Now, I haven't played this. This is my first time playing with the track. But it's pretty slow, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, three, 4. It's not too bad. For me, it's hard to do the alternating that slow. At that slower speed, Joseph, can we play by a busker? Yes. Sorry. Yes. Sure. Yeah, you could figure that. Yeah, in fact, it's. I don't have a thumbnail right now, but. Yeah, you could totally play it with finger picking. Bluegrass is almost always flat picked with a pick. So that's why we're using a pick and doing the alternating picking. Playing it slow for me is difficult because I do kind of want to drop into the economy picking, which is the picking in the direction of the next string. So it would be down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. But to be honest, I think alternate picking is faster if you want to blaze. Okay? Because I feel a hesitation when I do economy picking because it's not a consistent pattern. It's down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, or whatever. Like if I go to the next bar 9 in this, it's down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. That would be, again, it may be economical, but I don't think it's the fastest way, and that's kind of why you even use the term economical when you replying to or implying when you're referring to guitar playing. The idea is to make something as efficient as possible, and for speed purposes. And I be honest, I mean, you know, I go a lot faster with the alternating picking. It's a little hard, you know, because I'm not really worked up this, but now I probably have to practice that pattern. So the second half of the song changes the pattern. Instead of doing 3-3-2 groupings, okay, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. Instead of doing that grouping, I change it up and I go 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. So it's 3 2 3. Still adds up to 8. And you could do 2 3 2 2 3 3. Sorry, 2 3 3. Yeah, 2 3 3. So that would be. That's also very cool. Those are the 3 main variations you can do. Hey, what Paul's saying something. Hey, I'll just push myself away from work and I have a guitar in my hand. Happy Friday. Hey, Paul, what do you do? If I remember, you're in Maryland or Virginia. And it seems to, did you move away? That was Cal. I think that was Cal English that moved away. Cal English was our drummer. Cal moved away while we were still in school, I think, right? Paul, you were there all the way through high school, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the go-to G. Yeah, that's one voicing, especially in bluegrass. Keeps these fingers available. You know, if I'm going to be just banging out chords and strumming, I might play this one if I was accompanying. But if I'm going to be like going to like doing a lick, you know, I might go to this one. I don't know. It just depends. Right? You might go to that one. It doesn't. That one still feels more comfortable to me, weirdly, because that's a 4-finger chord, and this one's only 3 fingers. Some people play it like this, but the problem with playing like this is you kind of lose the availability of your first finger to play stuff. Play that C note mostly. John Bratt loves guitar videos. Bending string notes. Yeah, we haven't really talked too much about bending strings. I need to actually put heavier. Okay. How many times have I said I keep forgetting to call, and I keep saying, "Oh, I'll just do a." Okay, I just have to put a reminder. I just have to do a reminder. I'm going to do a reminder on my phone. TikTok is crazy. It's blowing up. Never thought I'd have TikTok, but we'll see if we can get. Hi, back pepper. It's more efficient for me just to say hi to you here. And Pepper said hi to me while I'm doing my live stream. Okay, so let's see. What am I looking for? Oh, I wanted to create a reminder. See if I can do it because. because they may not even be open Friday. We'll see. But I've called Elixir and order from them. Okay, and just a reminder alert at the time of event. So I set it for, hopefully, if I'm done by 11:30, then we'll, okay. So I should get a reminder in about an hour and a half that I've got to order strings. Let's see, okay, I'm missing, so hey, Christopher, good to see you. It's been a while. Steal my Happy Friday Paul line, whatever. What is it? Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Okay, so I'm going to do a scan of the bars here. Okay, not the drinking bars, but the bars of music. There's one. There's two. I mean, this is gonna sound kind of pretty much like it's gonna sound kind of like an exercise, because it really is. All of these songs technically are exercises. I'm touching my face. Everybody take a sip. Also, though, it's gonna sound kind of like what a banjo would do. Banjos tend to be, and I don't have my banjo out, otherwise, yeah, my banjo's in the closet. Otherwise, I'd pick it up and show you what I'm talking about. But banjos tend to, oh no, that's the last one bar. Move. Come on, the first bar. Here it is. All right. It's very, very high tech here with just throwing it on top of my face. Okay, so this is the first. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Those lines are disappearing. So this is the first one. You can see the first bar is, if you look at the tab, is nothing but open. And then the second bar is the C chord that we have written over here. Boom. Okay. To the far left. And then I play the G7 shape. So I have that third finger on the third fret of the fourth string to get that F natural. And then I don't do it, the D shape I do isn't actually up there. But it's kind of like that bottom D7 shape right here, but with the open D string. I wanted to go easy on you. Now I do actually do this one in the song, so you may have to grab it, but you can substitute the D7 without the pinky like this. Okay. I'll do this. Okay. This one instead of this one. But for the first bar is basically just the G chord. And then I go right to the C. And then I go to the G7. And then I do the D7 shape. And I only did that lick just to make it so it's not too much like an exercise. And here's the other thing. Banjo players will do that. They're literally, banjo players are kind of like, when they're playing in a band, they're kind of soloing nonstop, right? I mean, they're just, right? They keep that. Somebody said, one of the producers of Taylor Swift's, one of her early producers, was somebody asked about the banjo in Taylor Swift music. And he said, and I thought this was freaking brilliant. But in fact, I can show you what I'm talking about here. Let's see if I have. Yeah, let me just go. The banjo is kind of the, shoot, what's the word? Arpeggian. This is basics. I have no idea what this is going to sound like. You hear that? Okay, so that's an arpeggiator. So they're kind of the arpeggiator. Now that's, the pattern is set to 16th notes because the tempo is really fast. So I'm going to change it. It's like. I'm just holding down a chord on the piano. The arpeggiator is doing all the work. So it's just, I can play a 2-note chord. a triad, like a D minor triad, add the second with the third, so it's D, E, F, G, or D, E, F, A, and I have 4 notes. If I add a 5th note, let's say I just play D, E, F, G, A right in a row, it's a 5-note pattern, so that's kind of cool because it's an 8th note pattern, but with 5 notes. You know, and that's ascending. I can do a descending. I could go ascending, descending. I think this is random. I could add octaves to it, so I could go up and down octaves. You go 3 octaves. And again, the arpeggiator is doing the work. And so what it does is it kind of keeps this meter going through the music, and that's what a banjo player. Banjo is the arpeggiator of the band. And there's another word that I'm not thinking of. Did people stop talking, or did they talk over that? Was that like cool, or was that like what the heck? Unz, unz. Yeah, I love that. Unz, 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 unz. It's a great bit. I love how he can't stop himself from laughing. But and that's kind of what we're doing here. We're kind of emulating a banjo. So my hesitation to make this not sound like an exercise was probably unnecessary, but I just liked having a little melodic element. So again, I'll play this whole phrase, the first 4 bars. Okay. Yeah, right? EDM. Yeah, I'm doing house music now. Yeah. It's like turn that into a meme. Okay, so that's the first phrase. And again, the hard part is really I feel like it's fairly easy. The left hand is that, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this again. So the left hand is the same thing with the banjo. The banjo, it sounds like it's so busy and everything, but the left hand is really just playing chords. The right hand is playing all these, mixing it up. But banjo players will do little, do little licks in there too. I mean, that's kind of where when I do these descending scales with open string. God, what's it? It's hard to do with a pick in my hand. Those come from banjo players. They're the ones that really start doing it. They can do these scales like crazy fast. They can do that really fast. It's like. I just wish I had a thumbnail. I'm going to throw on a thumb pick. Ooh, I got a metal thumb pick. That'll sound weird. And that's those licks come from banjo players. It's a fun thing to do. Yeah. Any of my regulars that kind of came in the middle, like. The crazy thing is I can change that to be an orchestra. I mean, like I said, Logic is pretty crazy. Let's see. So if I do that D minor chord, like. Isn't that crazy? Like, what the heck? But all the work's being done by an arpeggiator, which is the banjo player's right hand. I'm losing viewers. Okay, so let me pull out this one. Let's look at the next bar of music. Remove. Make sure I'm just removing that. Okay, the second bar was this. Okay, and we end on an open G. Again, I want to try to keep it fairly simple. This one, so this phrase, what I think you're going to want to do is, because the first bar is just open strings, I think you're going to want to hover over with this C7 chord. Man, my nails are dirty. We've been getting rain. Total non sequitur. No, I was thinking they're dirty because I was like moving stuff around outside. But this is that shape that's right there, right? See that shape right there? That's C7. C is this, just these two fingers. Second fret, open, first fret on the fourth and third and second string. But I'm adding that B flat there. Okay, so what we can do is just play the G, those three notes, and then play the C. Take it off, put it back on. You can be that prepared, because actually the very next chord is also open G. So it's not like you have to go from this chord to like this chord. I probably wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do it to myself. Okay, so we have G, and then we have the C7, and then we have G. So if you just kind of practice going back and forth there, so that work is done. Now you can concentrate on the right hand and go down, up, down, down. Sorry, down, up, 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 down. So what I did there was the pattern stays the same. You see that bar 3 there, which is technically bar 7. It's 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 pattern. If you look at the tab, you can see the kind of the rise of the 3 notes, and then 2 notes, right? It's a pattern. And so I kept the pattern going in the right hand, but the chord changes on beat 3, pretty right there on beat 3. So it's a little weird at first to do this, but it feels more to me like a lick than 2 chords. I don't know why, but again, banjo players, a lot of times their phrases, their licks are chord shapes because they're playing with their finger picks. Okay, so we're getting, what's going on here? Hey, welcome to the party. Let's see. Catherine says, boots and pants, boots and pants, boots and pants. I've never heard that. I've never heard boots and pants, boots and pants, boots and pants. Yeah, that's funny. That's actually makes great sense. Yeah, I know like bucket of fish, which is bucket of fish, right? Or this one's either it's a drum fill. It's like Pat Boone, Debbie Boone. I don't know if you've heard that one. Like they have names for drum fills. Do a Pat Boone, Debbie Boone right there. Drummers know exactly what that means. Oh, everyone's practicing. Oh, that's good. Time to focus. I know, right? And so you know, if you're playing along, you could put a lick in there if you wanted to, like, you know, if you want. I just did it there to give you a rest, to give you a chance to kind of catch your breath. Elizabeth Higgins, good to see you from Victoria, Australia. Go to bed. It's bedtime. And my stepbrother is in what's it, Clenard Beach or something. That's where he lives. Is it? Where is that? Okay, let me get rid of this. In just outside of what's Sydney. Okay, make sure I remove the right thing. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to do the third phrase. Is here, and this is where I change up the rhythm of the pattern. Okay. So instead of doing 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, I'm doing 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. So instead of 3 3 2 groupings, I'm doing 3 2 3. And so you could so it's basically the same as the first bar, except I changed the pattern. It's the same chords. It's the the G, open 3 strings, and then 2 0 1 for the C shape that we have over there, C Triad, called C Triad, and then the G7 shape, which is the top over there, right here. Okay, and then I go to the D7 from that. Oh no, I go to this one. Now the reason you don't have to do this. Okay, and that's the D7 there at the bottom. Okay, you see where it says D7. So that's F sharp, A, and C. There's no D in this. You don't need a D. Somebody's strumming D, so it's not critical. Yeah, no, I didn't put sevenths on purpose in there. That's not Sam. That's not description of what's happening in the harmonic, in the melody. It's just it's the underpinning chords. It's what you're playing over. So I intentionally keep it that way. Yeah. So even though we're playing Sam's saying, oh, that should say G7. No, because we're not playing. I mean, that's the rhythm guitar player's purview. If he wants to go to a G7 there, he can. Part of the reason why that seventh note sounds really good is because the rhythm player is not playing a G7. If he played G7, that would seem like an obvious note. But the great thing about that note is it doesn't sound obvious because it's not. Now, so one of the reasons I went to this shape here on the D is so that low note would go like this. I love that kind of movement. Okay, so imagine if you're a baritone and you're singing la 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 la. You know, that's a fun melody to kind of sing over this. And then if you're singing, if you're like an alto, you'd be singing la 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 there. And if you're a soprano, you'd be like la 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 la, right? I like to, when I'm doing these kind of melodies or ideas, I love to kind of imagine it being sung, and it makes more sense because nobody wants to sing this because basically you've got the baritones going la 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 la, and you got the altos going la 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 la, and then you got the sopranos going la 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 la, and it's all parallel movement, and it's boring. It works great for rock. Okay, but yeah, the D Triad, yeah, that one's a little tough too. You could just do this if you want. We're just doing the middle, these 4 strings. So you can see the D string, the G string, and the B string. Yeah, you couldn't be more on the opposite side of the globe. Okay, so this phrase, so this is different. So we can just practice with the open G string, G chord, okay? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, if you want to just play it just with all downstrokes, just to hear it, that would be fine. So, it's kind of, remember, we were talking about bugles and how bugles only have, can only do triads. It's kind of got a bugle quality to it, that pattern does. In fact, banjo often reminds me of that. When I play banjo, I think, yeah, this is very bugle-like. So I'm using all downstrokes just to hear the pattern. One. 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 You have a very short pinky. That's pretty standard. Look at that. It's less about the length of your fingers and more about technique, and thumb position plays a big role. I always, since I've got a wadded piece of paper, I can use it for my demonstration. Let me get a sip of coffee. Can't wait. I'm like, what do I want for lunch? I may get a burger for lunch. Normally I don't get anything that heavy for lunch. I got a lot of work to do today. And first and foremost, I got to order strings. Secondly, I got to figure out what my publishing entity is. Okay, so take a piece of paper and wad it up into a tight ball. Okay, and I would do this with students. If you're having a hard time, you do not want to have your hand touching, at least not as. Let me get rid of this. Sorry. Oh, you know what? I can't get rid of this. I'm gonna make it really small though. Okay, so don't worry. We're gonna come back to this. Okay. You're like, what the heck is that? But you don't want when you don't want to grab it like a baseball bat. You don't want your hand and your palm touching the guitar, especially early on. It's a classic case of do as I say, not as I do, because for a beginner, playing a C chord is really tough. But if you got your thumb up here, your fingers are going to lay down and it's going to sound like, right? And you don't want that. So you need to practice really good finger positions. And then once you get good, like I can get a good sound with my thumb here. And my thumb's serving a purpose by muting the bottom string. So it's dead on purpose. So I can go banging on the guitar, strumming big strums without having to moderate my strum to avoid that bottom string, okay? Like with D chord, I will sometimes bring my thumb around and literally mute these two strings so that I can. So the thumb actually serving a purpose there, but initially you can't do that. And so one of the tricks is to put a wadded piece of paper in the palm of your hand to keep your hand from closing in so you can see the wad of paper. Now you can't see those. Here we go. How can I get the you can see the wad of paper in there. And so basically I would make students, keep the paper there and try to hold it there while they played the chord. And it's not easy. It will move around, but the idea is to force your hand away from the fretboard. Okay, and it's more of a visual than an actual practice aid. I wouldn't practice with this there, but just so you can see, okay, yeah, and that may be too much space. I should probably create something that's like a spongy ball that's a little bit smaller than this that you can put in between there. Say this, but everybody's hand's different, everybody's guitar is different, so it wouldn't be a uniform size anyway. So anyway, back to the trash heap. Okay, so that. Oh. Hook gives a good suggestion, but not me. Oh, yeah, Holly, yeah, that's right. Well, okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to do, because Lena, I don't think you've been around for this. We used to start our live stream with a warm-up. And I'm not going to make us do the octave warm-up. The one I did a video on just a couple days ago. What did I do? I got a pick in my hand, that's why. What am I doing? Okay. Yes, that's what I was going to do. Exactly, Bruce. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do this warm-up that we did probably the first 20 lessons or so. And Lena, this, and Holly, this should help you. I think you've done this, but so we're going to assign the 4 fingers to the bottom 4 strings like this, okay? First finger gets the first fret, second finger gets the second fret, third finger gets the third fret, and pinky gets the 4th fret. And the pattern is first, 4th, third, 4th, second, 4th, third, 4th. So it's a total of 8 notes, every other note being your pinky. So this is a great exercise for working on finger independence, but also getting your pinky in the game. Come on, keep up. I'm just kidding. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2. And if you have to move your hand, that's fine. I'm hovering. The further up the neck, we're going to go up to the 2nd fret. Do the same thing. And up to the 3rd fret. 4th fret. And. Okay, 5th fret. All right, 6th fret. One, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. Exactly, Lena. And then go up. Keep going up until you can go up until you get to the 9th fret, so your pinky's at the 12th fret. Okay? You can go back down. So I'm at the 9th fret, and I'm sure I'm going fast for some of you. Yes. The command tips are in there. They should be easy to find on Discord. They're probably in more than one place. Hey, back to class. Good to see you. And then back down. So you could, if you really wanted to, and I would do this, you could go up every string and do that. And so you're going to find, like down here, it's going to be small hands. But here's the crazy thing. Through years and years of playing, my left hand has gotten a little bit bigger than my right hand. All right. So if I line up the bottoms, I mean, we're talking, millimeters. Okay. That's not impressive. But what is impressive is that I'm spreading my hands as far as I can, right? I'm opening my fingers as wide as I can. Look how much more spread I have from my left hand. Look how much further, I'm going as far as I can. Look at that. That's like an inch extra spread that I could do with my left hand that I can't do with my right hand. And that's because on the guitar, I'm often having to reach for notes with my pinky, and you're extending the tendons that are in here. It may be semi-painful at the time, but it happens so gradually you don't really notice it. I mean, there are times, my hand kind of was sore from playing different chords. And I think the older you get, the harder it is to kind of implement that kind of stuff. Obviously, I was doing that a lot when I was younger. I had a friend who was a classical guitar major at USC, and he got carpal tunnel because he had smaller hands, and he was really trying to force his hands into these positions that, I don't know, some composers in classical music, they tend to write things that are almost unplayable. Let's see. So All right, now I have, let's see what is, okay. So that may help over time with that D7 chord there, or even the D triad. And keep in mind the D triad should be played with these three fingers. Don't think you have to play with your second, third, and fourth finger because it's on the second, third, and fourth fret. Doesn't really matter. And because of the nature of this chord progression, where every other chord is G, okay, you see the chord progression right here, every other chord is G, oftentimes I'm going to that triad over here, the G triad, that is just three open strings. So in this song, if I can click, there we go. In this song, you can see the first chord is open G, all open strings there on the bottom. And then you have the C chord, and then you have the G7 chord. And again, I didn't write G7 there, you understand. Yeah, try to stick to English on the live chat because I don't want to get in trouble if someone says something in a foreign language that I don't know, and what they're saying, and if they say something really weird, it can cause a problem with YouTube and moderation and allowing kids to watch this video and everything. I try to keep this very, very PG, if not G rated. So, oh, good. I'm glad you're playing, David. That's fine. Yeah, at some point I got to get to Australia. Beth spent a summer, which was winter there, but in Australia. Our summer, her winter, it was like July and August or something like that. June, July, and August. She said it was really cold. So the third chord is the G7 shape with the third finger on the third fret of the D string, and then the D7 shape is that F sharp, C, or F sharp, A and C chord, the one down here at the bottom. That one's probably the toughest of all these chords to play. So if you get that, if you got it, bravo, well done. But if you can't do that, just don't play the pinky note, okay? Just play the open D with the A and the C, and that'll totally be fine, okay? So let me play this. But the big thing about this part of the song is that, let me adjust this a little bit. This part of the song is that the pattern changes. Instead of being 3-3-2, it's 3-2-3. Okay, and I'm talking about the right hand pattern. So here's that. Again, I love that. I love the fourth string melodic movement. And like I said, you can think of each of the individual strings as being different singers, and you can sing those parts. Ba, 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 ba. That's the most boring line. The top line is da, 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 so it's not bad, but the bottom, the baritone, is kind of the cool part. Tenors and altos always get sometimes the best parts because sometimes they're boring, sometimes they're real interesting. The sopranos are always stuck singing the melody, so whatever the melody is, they get to sing that. And the basses are always singing the root note of every chord or the whatever inversion it is. Okay, so let me get rid of this and we'll do the last. Actually, to be honest, the last 4 bars is the same as the second 4 bars. So it's not really going to make a difference here, but oops, you already played all this. Oh no, I did change it up a little bit. I made that a C7 chord there. Oh no, wait, I did that in the first one. Yeah, because we already did the hovering the C7 chord. But I go back to the original pattern, the 3-3-2 pattern. Okay, let me play it along again with the track. Where's the track? There's the track. Let's go to the top. One, two, three, four. forgot I changed the pattern. I really have to concentrate at this tempo. So I'm going to speed it up. I'll just go up one for now, the 125. So the great thing about YouTube is you can change the tempo. So this is 125. Let's go to 150. I messed up. So, okay. I mean, let's try 175. Woo! It's pretty fast. But I think it's like I said, it's a little easier for me faster because I think I fall more naturally to doing the alternating picking instead of the economy picking. And again, the song is called Not Economical because we're not using economy picking. We're trying to use pure alternating picking on triads. The general synopsis, the general thinking is that when you're playing like something like some kind of figure like that you should do economy picking. And I might do that if it was a slower. And economy picking is generally, the rule is pick in the direction of the next string you're going to pick. So it's a preparation thing. Preparation is really important for speed. So the more prepared you are, the easier it is to go to speed things up. However, for some reason, at the speed that bluegrass often is found, I find that a lot of bluegrass players will do pure alternating picking even on triad. You know. And it makes it really easy to go into scales and licks. And just a kind of being completely honest with you, I'm not a bluegrass player. The whole reason I started this series 8 weeks ago was because I was not running out of things to teach, but I was like, what do you guys want to learn next? And somebody said, hey, it may have been Holly, I think. It said, well, what do you want to learn? And I was like, hey, that's a great idea. Let's learn something together. So I'm kind of learning with all of you, at the same time. I mean, I've played bluegrass songs for TV and film and games. I don't think I've done any bluegrass for games. But if somebody called me for a bluegrass record, I would give them someone else's number. I wouldn't do it because it's not, I would be exposed in a real, true bluegrass context that I'm not a player. However, I understand exactly what's going on musically, and we've been learning a bunch of scales. So if you're new here, we've seen a couple new people, which is cool. I love it. You can go back. What was the lesson, the first lesson for the bluegrass thing? If you go, was it 127? Is it that many lessons? No, it's not that many lessons. I have it here. I have the list somewhere. Wow, it's gotten way back here because lesson here it is. It's way back because I've got so many screenshots and stuff. Yeah, like the one below. Okay, so I started lesson 146. 46. 46. Boy, that was a Freudian slip. Okay, now we are PG. So 146 was the first lesson for 146 was the first lesson for the bluegrass thing. And what we did was I started by just showing you, hey, here's a G major scale. I did a couple of them because you could play it with a B string open or the B played on the G string. And then the next week we learned the major pentatonics for each of the chords. And then we added a little flat third in there to make it kind of bluesy sounding, which is very common. And this is the scale you need to be able to play the bluegrass lick, or the G lick, sorry, the G lick. So take a sip because I used air quotes. And then the next week we learned the G mixolydian scale, which is the bottom scale there. The major scale we already knew, but I wanted to I wrote a song. Every week has a song. So if you go to the Discord, which I pinned up there at the top of the chat, if you go to the Discord, you can you can see download all the PDFs and print them up and have them, like these. I've got them all, here somewhere. Last week's was write down everything I say, and then we had sad dad bachelor pad. The mixolydian one was what was that one? That one was flipping off the parents. So let's see, these are session stuff. I can throw those away. And they're written out in the tab and music. The music's easier to analyze. You go, oh look, there's a B flat, there's an F natural, and there's a F sharp, and blah blah blah. So for me, I read the music. I don't read the tab, and because that's nobody. If I'm working on sessions for like I just threw these down on the floor here. This is for a new game that I played on. I mean, you can see everything's written out in notes. They're not going to send me tab. They wouldn't even know how to do that. So, because it's usually a piano player that I work for. Guitar player composers don't hire me because they play guitar. So they don't need me. Occasionally I'll work with guitar players. I've got one guy that's actually a really good guitar player. I've got a couple guys I work for that are pretty good guitar players. And they will hire me because they've really got to maximize their time. They've got to spend their time composing and less of their time playing guitar. And they like my playing. It's interesting because I would expect, if I was a guitar player or composer and I sent out my music to be played by another guitar player, I'd probably be really nitpicky with it. But they don't seem to be. So that works in my favor. Occasionally I'll get notes. Very rarely do I get, stuff sent back to me like, hey, can you redo this or do that? John R. John R is new. Where are you? And Joseph, you've been around before. Where's John? How far back is John here? B Kitty's in the house. Hey, B Kitty. John Richardson. Yeah, first time. Okay. Boy, that, it's funny because we have another Richardson. And so that name looked familiar. And time is money. Exactly, Elizabeth. And part of the reason why I work is because I often charge hourly. And so, the funny thing is I get work done faster, like I can get things done really pretty quick for, compared to maybe more other guitar players or whatever. And so it saves them money. So the better I am and the faster I am, the less I cost, which is kind of not right. What's the thing where they say, well, you can get it fast, you can get it good, or you can get it cheap. Pick two, but I'm not particularly cheap. In fact, I just raised my rates again this year because I talked to a friend of mine. He says, you're way undercharging. I'm like, really? And I have another friend that says, round up. And I go, yeah, I always round down. He goes, no, never round down. I'm always like, oh, but but I'm just dragging files into Dropbox. You charge for that. No one's going to do it for you. He can't do it. So yes, there is a lovely, as Holly says. Holly was born in 1932. It's a lovely, lovely Discord community. Yeah, mainly because we avoid what is it? Emily Post. Don't talk about at the dinner table sex, politics, and religion. So we kind of avoid those. I think that's wise. Uh, Politics and religion for obvious reasons, and sex just because it gets creepy if guys are talking to girls on Discord on a guitar site about sex. It's probably even creepier if the girls are talking to the guys. So we probably don't want to have either direction going on. Do I have a book for sale on your teaching? I do not. I do not, Joseph. I wrote a book back in the '90s, thinking I was gonna release something. It's funny. I have it. I haven't even looked at it in years. It's actually in my closet though. I should scan it and just post it as a PDF and give it away. Yeah, very classy. I kind of sense that, Holly. Yeah, Aslan, it's a good rule. I mean, you can go into a guitar forum to talk about guitars. You're not, there's a million forums. There's even stock forums. Discord has, as we know, if you followed the news the last couple days, that's been amazing. Let's see what GameStop is doing right now. I actually have it on my phone so that I can keep tabs. I don't have it, but oh my gosh, the market's crashing. GameStop's up $94 for the day though. So the market's down 600. It looks like it's coming. It's bouncing, trying to bounce back, but I'm sure. Yeah, this is baloney. The Dow is falling below 30,000, tumbles 700 points amid concern about the GameStop retail trading. No, that's not true. The GameStop so what if one small hedge fund goes out of business because they were idiots and they put 10% of their bet into one company? That the shorting stock stuff which hedge funds tend to do, betting on stocks going down, they have to publicly disclose that information. So all you've got is a bunch of people taking advantage of the fact that they have to cover their bet. And so they're driving the price up, and then what's ultimately happening is the hedge funds are the ones driving the price up. It's not the retail investors. It's the hedge funds that are having to go out there and buy stock to cover their bets. So I mean, they're blaming these retail investors, of which I'm one. I don't use a little app to make my purchases, but I've been a retail investor since I was 17 years old. I bought this house largely with money I made on Walmart and McDonald's. And so, I've been in the market for a long time, but GameStop, it's at worst, they're going to lose $24 billion, and that's not enough to drag down the market. So it's pretty ridiculous. All it's going to cause is it's going to cause hedge funds to either change how they do things or not take such, they may have to split up their bets into 100 different stocks instead of 10 different stocks, which would be wise anyway. It's what I do. I own a lot of different stocks all over the market, but that's just me. And you didn't know you were going to get a course on this, but Brazilian style food, yes, it's a really and Brazilian, the chords are so great too. I've got a book that I every now and then I see it in my closet and I go, oh, I got to work on that, but it's like, whatever. Whatever. It's like this. They kind of do the. I could do some stuff if I just whipped the book out and read it. I'd go, oh, you'd go, oh, I recognize that. What's the one note samba? It's like. That kind of stuff. It's just fun. And it's a whole thing, and it became very, very popular in the 60s. It was all the rage in the 60s. Um, you can just drag an MP3 up, right? Or you can do a link to YouTube videos. Be kitty. Make a book, title it. There won't be any questions on this. Yeah, there won't be. There won't be a quiz on this. That's a good title. I should do that. I could sell it. You know, I'd have to. It's. I mean, it's typewriter. Literally, I think it was mostly typewriter tab and stuff like that. So it looks pretty bad. Uh, you know, I would need some. We need some bossa nova. Well, okay. I'll tell you what. You know what? That could be maybe the next thing, B Kitty. We could do bossa because I don't know it very well, and the only thing is I could put up chord progressions, but I couldn't put up songs. But this book is mostly just chord progressions, so I could do variations on them, and then I could put them and we could practice them. Um, so yeah, get a classical guitar. Yeah, no, they're easy on the fingers too. The neck's wider though, so if you got a small hand, it might be a little bit of a stretch. That you could. They do make. I think my first guitar was a 7/8 classical guitar. I don't have it anymore, but I think it was 7/8 size. Oh, let me check my. Yeah, I don't have GameStop stock. So, well, Tesla's tanking. Tesla is one of those stocks that is often perceived. See, GameStop's up 110 now. Tesla is one of those stocks that is hugely speculative, but it's definitely headed in the right direction. It's profitable, but it's trading at what 1,900 times earnings. I think I looked. Was it? Like, I've got it right here, which is ridiculous. But obviously, it's not. Yeah, the PE ratio is 1,500 times earnings. That's ridiculous. But that's because they just started making a profit last year. They hadn't made a profit prior to that. So it's all speculative in that sense, but it's not unfounded speculation. In fact, Biden just signed an executive order, I think, saying that any new fleet vehicles in the government buys are going to have to be electric vehicles. Well, a lot of car companies make hybrids, but not a lot of car companies make electric vehicles. So that bodes well for Tesla, I think, for big purchases. The problem with Tesla is they just can't keep up with demand. And that's a good problem to have, but it really affects your bottom line. It also says that you might be charging too little for your vehicle. So if they're not able to make money on a vehicle, yeah, we'll see what happens with the market. I mean, it's getting hammered right now. But so I was going to look up my TikTok, which is also getting hammered. It's 34. Yeah, I've gotten like yeah, just since Sunday, 1,800 followers, which is nothing compared to my YouTube. So Alex was saying, hey, have you noticed a bump in your YouTube? I've noticed a slight bump, but it's ever so slight. The only thing that I've noticed with I'll do a screenshot so you can see what I see, because I'm pretty open about how all this works. It's part of my goal to help people get make a living in the music business. Okay, so where did it go? There you go. Oh, all right. Hold on a second. I gotta go to the desktop. Weird. Desktop, where are you? There you are. Okay. Okay. So this is the analytics, this view count for the last 48 hours. Okay. So you see the peaks and valleys, right? And you can see where we are right now. See that high peak at the on the right side? That's because I'm live. All right. So what it's telling me, I have current views right now is 9,900 views in the last 48 hours. And literally 60% of that is 7 tips for older beginners, which is how most of you came to know me, was through that video. But I've noticed that since TikTok took off yesterday, you can kind of see the lows. The lowest point was just a few hours ago. It was like 8 hours ago. And it's going to basically, the peaks and valleys are going to be related to mostly American, the U.S. when people are awake, and when people are asleep in the U.S., you can see it dip down. But I noticed that the dip was a little bit. I mean, even though it went way down there at one point, I noticed it was a little bit more flat, and that's not a bad thing. That means that I'm getting a lot of like people from Europe and Asia and stuff like that checking out my YouTube channel because of, I think, TikTok. But it's still not. I mean, I do have. If everyone who viewed this video, it's got 85,000 views. This video I just did 2 days ago. 85,000 views. That's crazy. If those people migrated, imagine if they all subscribed or they all went to watch YouTube videos, that would be huge. I'm not seeing that yet. We'll see. I may actually do a TikTok video where I just talk about my YouTube video or my YouTube channel. But I don't, I've got this groove going right now where I'm kind of alternating right now between cool tools and pro guitar secrets. So giving up, showing licks. I'm showing guitars. I'm also think I'm going to do, I'm not sure what else. There was another thing I was going to, so Stitch is spelled S-T-I-C-H, not S-T-I-T-C-H. Oh, you just hit on my, good, thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, it's interesting, but it's cool because I can do a little like 30-second to 60-second. I really pretty much do 60 seconds. I use, me, I got no problem coming up with, I could fill up I could literally, a network could hire me to fill up 8 hours a day. I could probably do it. So, that. Hey, Joseph, Michael Mason, good to see you. Windmills. Yeah, exactly. Everything's changing, energy going greener and solar power. Yeah, somewhat. I think it's you're still gonna need oil. You're still gonna need oil. I mean, there's just no way of getting around it. And China is building more and more coal plants all the time, so coal's still going to be a commodity. And I don't personally like windmills just because they're annoying. And in Michigan, they put a ton of them all over the place, and so it's great that you're getting energy, but then when the wind's not blowing, you get no energy. So they actually had to build this giant. Oh, in fact, where's Sam? Yeah, Sam, you're on. One of the biggest government projects was that pumping station in Ludington, just south of Ludington. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I'm sure you have, where they pump water up at night into the reservoir, and so that during the day when when electricity needs are peak, they let the water rush down and they basically use it for hydroelectric power. And solar, solar's okay as long as you have sun, but in some places in the country, like Seattle, solar's not super practical. So, but and in California, they mandated that every car sold in California has to be electric after 2030, which is preposterous. So you're just going to have a huge market for used vehicles. So I actually plan on keeping my car until then. I probably could get a bank for it, so it'll probably triple in value. It'll be like GameStop. So, but the thing is, California doesn't have the electricity infrastructure. They're not even close to being able to. If everyone had electric cars tomorrow, they couldn't handle it. And in 2030, they're not ready for it. So I don't know what they're thinking, but they're not even close to having enough electricity for everyone to have an electric car. Truth be told, originally cars would have been electric. You know that? The original manufactured cars were going to be electric cars. The car companies, electric cars were much easier, cheaper to build. They made a lot more sense. Electricity was all the rage back then, right? Everything was getting wired. That was like, what we went through with the internet age of everything getting wired internet-wise, they were going through with the electricity age, 100 plus years ago. And the thing was, what happened is that, everybody was married. Every household was a couple for the most part back in the 1900s and 1910s. But men did the car purchases, and men didn't like electric cars because you just turned on a switch. Men liked combustion engines because you had to participate by getting out in front and cranking them, right? If women were buying cars for the household back in the 1900s, all cars would be electric today. There wouldn't be a combustion engine, and you wouldn't find one. So it's fascinating that it was kind of a marketing thing. They went with combustion because men preferred to have to go out in the rain, in the snow or whatever, and crank an engine, but it felt more like men. So there's a meme. So, oh shoot, I didn't. You know what? There's no way I can do it today. The Zoom meetup. Sorry, Ark. Yeah, I've got work to do for Apex Legends and Star Wars today, and I've got to order strings. That should take 5 minutes, but I got to remember to do it. I'm gonna get an alarm here in a minute, or about in half an hour. So yeah, let me look at. I have the app Zoom, I think, right? I'm sure that okay. So schedule a meeting. New meeting. What is that? What does that little thing do? Start with video. Okay. Okay. Schedule a meeting. Tom Strahle Zoom meeting. Well, they make it really easy, don't they? And they even can force the time on it. Interesting. I need to. Oh, here comes. Yeah, here comes. Oh, hilarious. This composer I work for, I get paid. Whenever I get paid, I know he's getting ready to hire me for something else. So I just got a PayPal thing saying I got paid. It was like, okay. So yeah, we're getting it close to 2 hours anyway. He wants some kind of Arctic Monkeys and Cage the Elephant kind of vibe, which is great because I like both those bands. 1900, she was walking to school and friends, and the first car they sang came over the hill. They were terrified, thought it was a monster in the Scottish Islands. That's awesome. That's really so true, though. I feel that way when I saw the internet coming over the hill. I was like, oh no, here it comes. Checking my video on bar chords. Show, yes, that's totally fine. Oh, thank you. So yeah, today's not going to work, but let me try to do next week sometime, maybe Monday. I'll do it through Discord. So I'll post a link in there, and anyone who's up on Discord can have access to it. So you're going to have to be on the Discord to get access to this. And we'll do a test, and if it doesn't work, I'll try to figure out why it didn't work, okay? Might be able to solve the problem through Discord, because you guys, I know probably half of you know how to do a Zoom meeting. Maybe all of you, except me. I may be the only one that doesn't know how to create or has never created a Zoom meeting. Question from Dash regarding a C sharp minor 7. Okay, where's that question? Oh, Dash. Can I easily play a bar chord very easily, but when I lift my pinky to play the C minor 7, the G string doesn't sound so good. Okay, well, so you're playing this version, right? Just as soon as I heard that chord, I thought of Radiohead, something like that. Yeah, so you're saying C minor, and then yeah. So it's about your first finger not being down, or it could be your third finger is touching. If you pluck that G string, that third string, if you pluck it, can you feel it? Do you feel vibration on your third finger? Is it your third finger deadening it, or is it more your second finger? I mean, your index finger isn't pushing down hard enough. In which case, you may have to move your thumb back like that. If your thumb's up here, you might have a hard time getting that index finger down. So bring your thumb back. Okay, but I've got a couple cheats for. So the way you're playing C sharp minor 7. is X 4 6 4 5 4. All right, right. That's how he's playing it. I'm assuming. Oh, you're playing it up here at the 9th fret. That's the one you're playing. The C minor 7, C sharp minor 7 would be 9 11 9 9 9 9. It looks like 9 1 1 9 9 9, but it's 9 11 9 9 9. This one. But you said the G string. You said the 3rd string. Are you coming from the down or? So I got a couple cheats for you. Here's one. That's C sharp minor 7. I love that one. So it's also C sharp minor 7. And what I'm playing is X 4 6 6 0 0. So it's kind of like a C sharp power chord with the top 2 strings ringing out. And it's beautiful. If you're every other chord in the song is a bar chord, then you probably don't want to use this because it's going to be too ringy compared to the others. Okay, so you're going to want to just get this one out. And then another one you can play is this one, which is a little tougher, but also really pretty. And that would be C sharp minor 7. Oh, thank you, Paul. It's been decades, that's for sure. You know firsthand. Paul, you told me where you are. I can't remember. Anyway, God bless you, Paul. Almost got enough for lunch. I'm going to go I think I'm going to get a burger. I probably shouldn't, but so check out this one, guys. This is guys and gals. I know I'm not supposed to say guys. I say guys, and my entire life, I've never thought of guys meaning men. When you say, "Hey guys, let's go to the donut shop after church," whatever. It's like you're talking to everybody. So I don't, no offense if I say, "Hey guys." I'm not assuming every guitar player is a man. One of the best drummers I ever played with was a girl in high school, Diane Steinmetz. She was freaking a beast. She went on to conservatory and studied percussion. I don't know what she's doing now, but yeah, exactly. Your version, yeah, 911 999, yeah. And right? Hey, Dash, write out the one you're trying to do. Oh, okay. Oh, that one. Okay, good. Okay, so you're trying to do this one. Yeah, the lag is jacking me up here. So if that one, you can cheat with this one, or you can cheat with this one. Both of those I really like. But like I said, if you're going from a lot of bar chords, if you're in the key of E and you're going like E, A, E, and the other thing is if you want that C sharp minor to C sharp minor 7 sound, then that's probably the way to go. Yeah, and sometimes that note can get kind of buzzy, even for me. Make sure your first finger is right up against the fret, not obviously on the fret, but not too far back, because you're going to have to work too hard to get it. You want to let the fret do most of the work. Also, if you have a different guitar, like an electric guitar, try to get it on that if you're having trouble with the... Oh, Haley Williams cover, okay. Oh, right. Yeah, folks, I don't know, folks also sounds weird. But yeah, folks is another one. Hey, folks. Or just, hey, everyone. Come on, everyone, let's go. People are too sensitive. I've never had anyone take offense at that. In 59 years, I've never had anyone, hey, there's girls in there too. It's like, I don't know what that means. Yeah, my phone number. Your phone number is... No, wait, what chord is that? Oh, this. F major 9. See, another female player shared the tip of pulling back slightly with your fretting arm. Yes, I always forget to mention that. Your elbow, your elbow position. Sometimes bringing your elbow in can help. Sometimes bringing it out can help. And you can see just by me moving this how much effect that has on your first finger, on all the fingers. Okay, just by moving that elbow. Also ergonomics. I mean, some players, Jimmy Page would play like this. I don't know how he did it. I literally would, early on, I think if you see that picture of me, where is that? That my best friend Jerry took. Let's see, I'm going to quit that. Let's see. I should put this up in the Facebook page thing. I hardly spend any time. If you're asking me questions on Facebook page, I apologize. I hardly get in there at all. I need to be more proactive on because I do have a lot of likes on that. I think it would generate a lot of people getting to the live stream if I posted, hey, I'm going live in 5 minutes kind of thing. I just don't. It just doesn't occur to me. Plus, usually I'm getting ready to do the live stream. I'm like, oh shoot, I got to do the live stream. Yeah, it's like, oh, like today I was trying to write, the song for today. So that made it really, it was like, it was kind of like, I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to write the song. Where's the Malachi photos? Dang it. I know I have them somewhere. Just enter Malachi. Malachi was my band that yeah, there we go. Where is this folder? Scanned pictures. Okay. 1982. So, whoops. This is from 1982. Let's see. I think the picture of me. Man, it's not that high. Almost looks like I'm playing a. Here, I'll put this here. Giant picture. Nope. It's like hard to make this small. It's so big. It's like not. I can't grab it anywhere. It's a large format scan, I guess. Well, no, it wasn't that big of a scan. This was an 8x10. It needs to be cleaned up. You can see it's pretty messy. But yeah, you can see, I wore my guitar pretty high, and look, I'm wearing a tie. Actually, it was a knit tie. Remember knit ties in the 80s? I don't remember that cable, but I still have that guitar. That was my Ibanez that I had. It was one of my first guitars, obviously. In that picture, believe it or not, let's see, 82, that would have been the end of it. I was 21 there. I look 14. So I don't think I look 59, but maybe I do. I don't know. The gray beard and the gray hair kind of betrays me, but yeah, looks like I'm playing like a E minor 7 sharp. It looks like I'm playing this chord with a E minor with a major 7. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. That's the second chord in Feelings by Morris Albert, I think was the artist. Sound like a DJ. A major 7 with a D sharp, yes, which is an 11th. A major 7 would be the major. Is that one of the other chords? That would be the sharp, sharp 11. I would call that the sharp 11. Even though in the key of E it would be the naturally occurring 11th, I would still call it a sharp 11. Can guitars make hemp guitars? Never knew. Can a guitar make hemp guitars? Hemp. What is that? Is it? They make wood out of hemp? Is that what they're doing? So I'd be worried someone come along and try to light my guitar on fire. It's like, come on, baby, light my fire. Another easy C. Yeah, that's right, Sam. You could totally do that one. The only problem with that one, well, no, I kind of like that because that's a very piano voicing. But Dash is learning a very specific song where he wants it to sound like the song. So all of our simplifying ideas don't really help him. The nice thing about that chord is it's littered. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it's your, well. The only problem with that chord is that the lowest note pitch-wise in that chord is a B, not a C sharp. So it might sound to people, some people, like some kind of B chord. I find that sometimes when I do chords like that, when I think, oh, good, this is a cool chord, and I realize, oh shoot, one of the, the root is not the lowest note in the chord anymore because I'm using an open string. Oh, Catherine's taking. Did I say you could leave, Catherine? So, all right. Well, so I'm going to take off because I got some work to do. And I want to get some food. I don't know. I may start doing work, get things ready. Oh, and I got to order strings. I may do that first. Set up the session for that, and then take a lunch break, and then come back and do the session for. I think this is for Apex Legends, and then I think I've got a Star Wars thing coming today too, so that'll be great. I like working on that stuff. So let's see. Oh, Becker. Yes, fourth fret on the B string, exactly. So it's yes, but I love that chord. I wrote a song. I think I used it. There's a song that Nico and Vince did that I wrote with Pooh Bear. Get rid of this. And that's basically the whole song, what I just played. I did a tutorial on it, I think. Not for nothing. There's a song. Guitar Dog. Thank you. You have a great weekend too. That's the first I've seen of you. I wonder if anyone's here from Discord. I'm going to play us out. This has been WTOM. So, yeah, really, the whole Discord thing is really just, it's all about me. So you're just talking about me the whole time. No, please don't. All right, so Monday, and then, so what am I going to do Monday? Okay, and I didn't finish going through all these little things here, but what am I going to do Monday? Oh, we got one more here. Boom, there we go. This is where we're at right now. Monday, I think we're going to go ahead and learn the triad shapes up the neck, and we're just going to stick with triads. Or help me remember the Brazilian thing, somebody. Yeah, you can get live interaction on Discord. In fact, you can even do the audio interaction. You can all talk, which is kind of, and probably has a video option. They probably can basically do a Zoom meeting on Discord, I'm sure. Oh, you're a lurker. Okay, that's fine. I like lurkers. Yeah, because I look at the number of people here in my live chat, and then I look at the number like 42 current viewers, and it's like, wait a minute. There's a lot of lurkers. There's like 30 people that aren't talking. Yeah, so you could probably do live chit chat on Discord. I've done that before, back in the beginning of it. So, but everybody have a good weekend. Stay safe, and I will hopefully see you Monday morning. If I can't make it for whatever reason, work or sick or something, or I get snowed in, then I will. I'll probably post on Discord and on the Facebook, and maybe even on YouTube, just so everybody knows. Or I may log in for 5 minutes and say, "Hey, I'm not going to be here. I'm here, but I'm not going to be here." So that may happen. So anyway, everybody have a great week. It's great to see everybody. Joseph, good to see you again. B Kitty, Guitar Dog, great seeing you. Hook, you were the first in. Dash, good to see you. Lena, Awesome to see you again. Elizabeth Higgins, thank you so much. Cheers to you too. In Australia, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Victoria. And yeah, get a book going, Joseph. Yeah, right, Joseph. I'll look at it and see. You know, maybe if I had an assistant. See, I need an assistant. If I had an assistant, I'd have them scan it or have them reformat the whole thing. I'm sure there's really good information in there. I think I originally wrote it for worship guitar players because I was teaching guitar clinics for Maranatha Music at the time I wrote it. So that was probably geared towards guitar players for the most part in churches, but not necessarily. I'm sure I didn't want to make it such a niche that it wouldn't be universal. So I try to be as universal as I can be. I know I bring up the church stuff, but that's a big portion of my experience as a musician, particularly live. It's pretty much the only place I play live anymore. And I love it because my church is a big mega church and we have big giant screens and you see yourself on the big screens and it's broadcast all over the world. So I'm pretty fearless when I get into a situation where I'm on a big stage with a big, anything I have to wear, lots of cameras in your face. You get used to it eventually. It takes a minute. And one of the tricks is never look at the screens. They're kind of folding around us, so I can look across the stage and see the screen, so I can see if I'm on the screen. But back in the day when there was only one screen behind you, you never look to see if you're on the screen because if you are, it's just going to be the back of your head. I remember when first time I did I was with Fernando Ortega playing at his church in Albuquerque. We flew back to do that, and they had cameras in the screens, and I said, Fernando, make sure you don't look at the screen. Okay, just don't worry about what's on the screen. And after the gig, he was like, every time I looked at the screen, I saw the back of my head. But anytime you were on the screen, you looked amazing. And I'm like, yeah, because I never looked at the screen. So, just a tip. There's a tip you didn't pay for. So anyway, yeah, music is healing for sure, 100%. Songwriting is therapy for me. So that's like my song that I sang for you earlier. That's definitely self-introspective, destruction. So okay, everybody's leaving. Okay, I'll see you guys later. See you Monday. Bye.